Well, something that was interesting after the game on Tuesday night, we'll talk a bit more about that and look to Bolton, but Alex Neil's involvement, we spoke about him, but you said already he's got that effect.
Yeah, he's putting his two penneth in to myself and Kenny and Alex and John and some of the players. You know, I think I'm quite an open guy. And he's saying, why, he's just questioning us. Why that? Why this? What about this? What about that? You know, and you're going, oh, hang on a minute, yeah, we didn't think of that. He said something the other day that I thought was not quite mind-blowing, but it's something that I'd have never thought of. And it's just a different perspective. And I think, well, that can only help. And that's why he's here. You know, he's a great fella. I can't speak highly enough of him. And I'm really thankful he's out of work, to be honest. Which I know he won't thank me for saying that, but yeah, look, he's a good guy and I trust him implicitly. So, and he wants to help and he wants to pick up things from us. So, why not while he's in between jobs? So, yeah, I'm sure he can only help.
And his managerial career, as you mentioned, you went through it, it's packed with experience at the highest level, isn't it?
Oh yeah, listen, Alex is a terrific guy, a terrific manager. Managing the Scottish Premier League, the Premier League Championship, you know. He's managed at a club very similar to ourselves in Hamilton and brought through players. That's why, you know, I've played with plenty of players, lots of them are managers. You know, half the team that I played with, all of them are managers. I could have brought in one of them, but Alex ticks a lot of boxes, and that's coupled with the fact that he's a good guy, and I trust him. And we all trust his opinion. He's made a real impression on all the staff. So, you know, why not use someone like that if he's willing to give up his time and get out of bed in the morning and come and help his mate.
And just to wrap it up, you mentioned you're at the moment quite pleased that he's out of work, but he's been linked, and I think he's strongly linked with Glasgow Rangers. That just shows, you know, his stock.
There you go. I didn't know that, but yeah, it doesn't surprise me. They've got a manager, aren't they?
Well, they have at the moment, yeah, that's right, exactly. But they're looking further ahead. You know what football world's like.
Yeah.
And his name's up there with those potential people if it came available. So again, it just shows what you've got down working with you at the moment.
Yeah, look, he said to me, I don't want to let you down. If I'm going to come in, I'm going to come in and whatever. And I said, but no, don't harm your own career. And obviously he won't. If something comes up that floats his boat and he gets it, then good luck to him.
Nice to get that win in midweek. A far better feeling. We've talked about it many times. Losing is a horrible run to be on. Winning football games, there's nothing better feeling for everyone involved.
That's what we're here to do. We're here to win football matches. We're here to develop players and win football matches, and we've struggled with that at times. So yeah, Tuesday gave us a bit of light relief, and we've won all 3 games in that competition, and we've got to make sure that gives us the belief. You know, I've spoken to quite a few people over this last sort of 2 weeks. People in the league, people in League One, people outside of the league who've been to watch us. And they've all said the same thing. They've all said the same thing. So, we know that the league position is what it is. But we also know that we've got the players that can be representative of a different league position. And we've got to make sure that that's the case, because, you know, where we are at the minute is unacceptable, and we've got to turn that around.
Well, you talk with all your staff, but at the end of the day, it's all down to the main man, and you're the main man to select that team. Is that Tuesday's result influencing what you're looking at in your final training sessions and your team selection?
Come on, Graham. You've been talking to George Andrews. When do you find that out?
I'll find it out. I know that. What I want
you find that out at 7:15 tomorrow night.
I know, but what I know in your mind, what you watched, has made you have a food for thought.
The game on Tuesday, every game gives you food for thought. Some good, some not so good. We won the game 3-0, you know, but you've got to remember there was 4 debuts. You know, so you go, well, that gives you food for thought, but how much food for thought in terms of Friday, then that's a different kettle of fish. But, you know, and there was some other really good performances. There were 1 or 2 not very good performances, but you go, well, they might have needed that kind of game to sort of turn their form round, if you like. So look, that's the food for thought, because like I say, every game's an opportunity to impress and you know, stake a claim. And if you've done that, if you haven't done that, then that's the normal case in any game that you watch with your team.
You know, whatever team you pick, you're going to a terrific stadium. It's going to have a great atmosphere. Friday night under the lights at Bolton Wanderers is exactly what you should be saying to your players. This is what you should be wanting.
Of course. We went there, 3 times last year? Beat them 3 times. Last year, year before? Can't remember. And we're going to do the same again. So it's as simple as that. We know what the challenge is. It doesn't really change, the opposition change. We've got to make sure that we give a accurate account of ourselves as opposed to, you know, some of the stuff that we have done in recent games.
Is it all about you being brave again and starting right and being on the front foot and bringing everything into what you've got that you work with in training?
Yeah, look, that's... I'm not sure, when you've been manager for nearly 5 years, I think there's not many secrets up your sleeve. I'm sure Bolton's analysts have done their stuff on how we play and how I manage and whatever, how I set them up. So I'm not sure there's that many secrets. But we've got to make sure that we are better than what we've produced.
And I know you've got a couple of long-term injuries in Kane Ramsey and Travis Johnson. Just right up there with Callum Haley, is he now getting closer to being part of the squad again?
Yeah, he's not far off. He's another, I think, 2 or 3 weeks before he's training, and then it'll be another few weeks after that, I would imagine. So we're not imminent, but we're heading in the right direction.
Just one final point. On Saturday lunchtime, if the fans want some football, the boys are in action again against Harrogate, the youth team. And again, it's another learning curve for them, isn't it, to progress their careers on the stadium.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great opportunity for them. They did well in the last round against Grimsby. They made them look levels below. And they've got to do the same again against Harrogate on Saturday.